not every house is a good buy for you. No matter how cute it looks online, no matter how cheap the property is, or no matter how you even love the location,
it's a trap.
You have to think twice. Hey, it's Wale Lawal here. Over the years, as a top Houston realtors, have helped hundreds of family to buy their first and their next home. So today I'm revealing my top 7 houses you should never buy for any reason. You want to stick around because number 7 is actually a shocker. Even experienced buyers always make this mistake, and it can drain your wallet really fast for years to come without you even realizing it. I'll also give you practical solution you can use to buy your house confidently without any regret or without you sinking money into that property. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Number 1 is the house backing up to major highways or railroad or major busy street, anywhere that just cause some constant noise pollution, because it lowers the air quality and poor resale value when you are trying to sell that property 3 to 5 years down the line. Even when you think you don't need to sell right now, trust me, situations do happen that kind of want to make you to sell the property for reason even beyond your control. What you can do about this is always check the noise map. Also make sure you drive the neighborhood in the morning, in the evening, and see what kind of activity is going on that street. If it's back to railroad, it's absolutely no for me, and I hope you will take this advice. The number 2 type of houses you should not buy is a recently flipped homes. You see, there's a lot of small investors that just get out of their coaching program about flipping houses. While the intention is good because they are being creative, they are being entrepreneurial, they are trying to flip houses, buy a distressed property, then go add value to it and be able to make some money. Some of these new investors have little to no proper guidance, and they typically would do a poor job. When you see a ceiling that is not fully lined up, you see the cabinet not properly closing, you see some poor painting jobs, this is a red signal that you should definitely run away from that property, because if you are seeing those things that you can easily see with your eyes, what about issues that you cannot see behind the wall? Talk about the electrical issue, the plumbing issue, things that you can just not see. So this is why you do not want to buy a recently flipped houses. Now, one big thing you can also do to mitigate your risk is to hire an experienced realtor and also an experienced home inspector. The home inspector is going to do a thorough inspection if you still want to buy that house. But if you walk through the house and you see a lot of issue yourself, even though you are not an inspector, you are not a realtor, I would recommend you move on to the next property. Now, the number 3 houses you should not buy is homes that are over 100 years old. You see, these homes are going to be outdated. They might have outdated wire, even drainage issues. You do not want to risk yourself and your family into a older home that are more than 100 years, because if they are older than that, most likely they might also have a lead paint that you are not aware of. Now, even though there is a disclosure that they have to disclose if the house has any kind of lead base or asbestos, but to be very safe and to be, to put yourself and your family in a very good safe home, there is a lot of new construction you can buy that you don't even need to go through all this hassle of the unknown. Now, if you are getting a good deal on this property and you have some experience, absolutely you can go for it, provided you know what you're doing. But if you're a first-time home buyer or even a first-time investor, or you have little to no experience when it comes to buying a property, I would strongly stay away from this, because these outdated and hidden structural damages can cost you tens of thousands of repair. I'm talking about $20,000, $40,000, sometimes $100,000, depending on the size of the house. So if you love the house and you still want to buy it, you want to budget between 10 to 20% of the purchase price for immediate repair or for you to update the property, and also make sure you get a homeowner insurance that can cover you for any issue that you may encounter while renovating the house or while making it to your own liking. And that takes me to my number 4. These are houses in 100 and 500 year flood zone without adequate homeowner insurance. You see, buying in a flood zone is a problem. Even experienced investors always like to avoid buying in a flood zone. For example, like me, I do not buy in a flood zone because I just don't want that extra risk of me having to deal with issues that is beyond my control. Because flooding is real in Houston, it's real in Texas. We can't deny that. But there's a lot of neighborhood that doesn't even flood. So why should you risk yourself to go buy in a flood zone when there's a bunch of properties you can buy that is in a zone X that will not flood in 1,000 years to come? So even if the price is attractive, flood insurance premium can and still exceed your monthly mortgage payment, destroying your affordability or your ability to actually pay your mortgage. So you want to make sure you stay clear from buying in a flood zone. Now, solution: you can check the FEMA flood map and get an insurance quote before you actually finalize on your purchase. So if you're finding value in this video, please do me a favor, click on that subscribe button and drop your comment in the section below. I want to see your comment. What kind of houses have you purchased? What kind of houses will you recommend nobody should buy? Or what kind of ugly situations have you seen? I want to see your comments in the comment section below, and I will be in the comment section replying to it myself. And that takes me to my number 5, houses with major foundation issue. You see, as a first-time home buyer, you need to save your sanity. Now, in Texas, we do have clay soil, and some houses will have foundation issue after their 10 years. Foundation repair can cost you between $7,000 to $20,000 or even sometimes $50,000, depending on the severity of the crack in the foundation and the size of the house. And it can also cause a lot of discomfort, you having to move your family to a new location while the renovation is going on. And even when it's done, a house that already have a foundation will always give you one or two problems. Why do you want to risk yourself and your family buying a house that will give you headache at the end of the day? Now, you also always want to make sure you pay for structural inspection when you are doing your home inspection. If you see any crack in the wall or in the ceiling or in the door or in the driveway, I would say hire a structural engineer. They will do an assessment of the entire structure and give you a comprehensive report that tell you the situation of the structure, and that will allow you to make an informed decision if you want to go ahead and buy it or you just want to terminate the contract and move on to the next one. And this takes me to my number 6, homes with strange or very awkward or weird floor plan. The problem is that this HUD layout has a bedroom in the kitchen, or they've converted the garage without permit. This will be very hard for you to resell in the future. So you want to make sure you avoid these kind of houses at all costs if you can. Now, if this is something that you are aware of, or you know how to reconvert them back to where they should be with very minimal moving walls or moving things, and you know you are experienced at doing this, or you have somebody that is experienced to help you do it, absolutely go for it. Just be aware, if you're a first-time home buyer, or you are just a first-time investor, or you are new to buying houses generally, you want to stay clear from this because it can also cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So if you don't know what you're doing. Now, I do recommend you stick to a traditional layout of the proper bedroom, bathroom at their proper location, because these appeal to a larger audience of buyers, and it's also easier for the buyer to qualify for financing, which means it's easier for you to sell it in the future. And this takes me to my number 7, houses that have some unpermitted additions. Maybe it was a duplex, now they converted it to like a triplex, or it was a single family home, now they converted to a triplex. All these unpermitted homes can give you issue while you live there and even while you're trying to sell the house, because unpermitted works will fail appraisal, they will complicate the resale value and the resale process, they will create a liability issue for you while you live there, and if you try to rent it, it will even create a liability for your tenant as well, because these are unpermitted. You don't know what is behind the wall, and you don't know what kind of issues they have swept under the carpet. Now, instead, you should buy a house that is fully permitted, that is maybe relatively new, or that you know that there is no any kind of complication in terms of the whatever job they have done to it is very easy to understand. So at the end of the day, here is the truth. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make. It is not just about what looks pretty on Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin, or the lowest price of the house you can get. It is about making a smart choice that sets you and your family for a long-term peace of mind and financial stability. So do not pressure yourself to buy a house fast. You just have to buy the right house for you and your family, and you will be glad you did. So I hope you find value in this video, and I hope that you will take action with all these things I've discussed with you. Above all, I want to see you buy a house that you will be happy you lived in, and you'll be happy that you bought a couple of years to come. Now, if you are based in Texas or Houston and you want to work with me directly, schedule a call with me on my calendar, and I will be able to dissect your situation and hopefully help you buy that your first or your next property within few months. Thank you so much, and I will see you in this video. Bye-bye.